But this lot got there first.
There were a lot of things I really wanted to say, and I just felt weren't being expressed in mainstream media, and blogging seemed the perfect opportunity to be able to say what I wanted absolutely freely, with no censorship.
There is a sense of when you switch on your computer and take a look around the internet that you're one head of billions bobbing about, and you need to stick your head up and feel that you need to be noticed more.
I wanted to talk absolutely honestly about my feelings about sex and also my personal experiences that I'd had, sexually, emotionally, psychologically.
The fact that I could feel that the rest of the world, the 6 billion, were reading it was a comfort, even if they weren't.
This is Dick and Edward's blog, and down here is his encounter with us. Frankly, I'm appalled that many BBC studio staff no longer wear ties.
I do actually put on a tie to blog, to update my diary.
It's like a little soapbox. You know, you're out there and you're talking to people and you've got a little audience and they're interested in what you have to say.
I'm no longer talking to 5 blokes and their dog. You know, I'm talking to 30,000 people a day. You know, it's just ridiculous.
What do I do now?
Well, you've got to publish it.
And save it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And there it is, for all to see.
Well, that's it, is it?
That's it.
Blogging has democratized publishing, but it also creates a dialogue between reader and writer.
You start getting addicted to, you know, there's the comments thing that people can leave comments in the blog. So I think all of us who are bloggers tend to check the comments, you know, see, and if people have not commented, you think, oh, you know, nobody loves me, so all this kind of nonsense. But in fact, it's a kind of ongoing search for response.
Blogging does seem to be the voice of the people. 2 new bloggers begin to share the details of their lives and thoughts every second. Someone, somewhere, is always listening.
One of the analogies people have made about blogs is to the mass observation movement that took place in England during the 30s and 40s. People in mass observation went out and strictly recorded the minutiae of everyday life. They recorded what people ate, what was for sale in grocery stores, and so forth. And it's now an incredibly valuable social document for historians who want to understand the Great Britain during that period. Bloggers are doing the same thing in an informal way. They're just writing the details of their own lives, and they're giving us this complex document that as social historians of the future will look at and say, that's how people lived in the early 21st century.
The power's shifting. The ability to connect across the web is changing the way we live. It's also changing the way we consume culture, and has recently caused a revolution in the world of music. In October last year, a band called Arctic Monkeys hit #1. Word was that this group of Sheffield lads had appeared from nowhere to take the world by storm. The most interesting aspect of their story is how it happened. The band released music files of their demo sessions onto the web. They didn't charge a penny, and their tunes spread like a virus across the world.
Very clever.
By sharing and recommending those files, this small group of British music fans helped to create an international sensation.
Well, me and my friends were bored and they used to have unsigned nights at the Harley's, a pub in Sheffield, and we just decided to go down and see if there were any bands on, and Arctic Monkeys were there playing and we got hooked immediately.
When I listened to them, I just felt really excited.
We got a free demo given out to us, and there was a web address inside the demo, and so I went onto the internet and joined the forum that night.
Arctic Monkeys forum got a lot of fans in touch with each other, and then word spread from there, and then obviously it kept growing and growing.
I went onto the forum and burn myself a CD of my own.
Then I'd get the songs and I'd pass them on to someone else.
I started leaving CDs on buses. I burnt them and put them in books at school. And
then eventually it all goes off in different directions, and the songs, before you know it, like everyone's. I just wanted to tell the world about them.
People in America
Knew that they had it in them to be huge, and
we even had people from Indonesia and stuff asking where can we get t-shirts and where can we buy stuff, buy records, and you were just like having to email them back going, well, they're in them.
For me, the moment when it all sort of became clear that this was going to be huge was when everyone was singing the words. I think it must have been the first time where people had fished out music off the internet for themselves in such a massive scale.
I don't want to hear. Kick me out, kick me out. I don't want to hear, you know. Kick me out. Yeah, but it's better.
So, if the fans are the new hit makers, what's in it for the musicians?
Blind but deaf.
It's a very exciting time for musicians these days, in that there is this opportunity to bypass the arbiters of taste in record companies.
It's put the music back into the hand of people instead of all these companies and all these men in suits.
Far from ruining the commercial success of Arctic Monkeys, the internet buzz went on to make their album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, the fastest-selling debut record by a British artist ever. The success of Arctic Monkeys and the phenomenon of self-promoted internet bands is transforming music culture. And the place where any aspiring band can share their tracks with the whole world is a website called MySpace.
Yeah, I think it's the only usable one.
So, Toby's helping me make a MySpace page and build a network of online friends.
Don't you need to know a little about me, Toby, before you decide to either reject me as a friend or accept me as a friend?
Well, yeah, that helps a lot.
TV producer?
Shall we be a bit more formal and say, hi there?
Yeah, why not?
I'm Alan.
Okay, I need a friend.
You do.
The friends are the important bit. MySpace revolves around the idea of social networking. Basically, I know X, who knows Y, who knows Z, and we all get in touch with each other through each other. That means we can all share anything we like, especially music.
So does this sharing then that you do, it becomes viral and then hits are created, bands are created. What bands have gained momentum through MySpace then?
Well, you just have to look at the Horrors at the moment and how well they're doing.
The Horrors, the tallest, skinniest band you'll ever see, are being touted by the music press as the next big thing. But the music press didn't discover this band and take them to the kids. The kids discovered them first on
MySpace. MySpace.
MySpace. MySpace.
MySpace. MySpace. MySpace. MySpace.com.
People love music and are willing to kind of already cluster in tribes around musical interests, which provides a kind of fodder for the social networking. I find out that you like the same band I do. We connect, but then you have this band that you like I've never heard of, so I try your band. And pretty soon that starts spreading across the entire system until recommendations sort of feed into each other. And by navigating that system, I can find people who share my taste, who share my interest.
This rings a bell for me. It's as if we're back in '76, a great time for word of mouth and DIY. And I'm not the only one who thinks so.
Punk's important for us. I mean, not necessarily like in a sense we sound like a kind of straight-up punk band, but I think for us it's like kind of the idea and the attitude of doing something different and not wanting to kind of just go along with the norm of things.
Seeing and hearing these kids is like experiencing the spirit of punk again, but this time it isn't confined to a particular style. Anyone with an internet connection can join in, and there are no limits to the music you can make and enjoy.
Hello. Oh, hi. How are you? Yeah, what, right now?
The web of connections has certainly propelled pop singer Lily Allen to stardom. She's got nearly 90,000 online friends. I'm rather jealous.
I set up in MySpace just because